You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
I look good. I got big energy every day. Let's go!
And he is dicked.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That's right.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Come on, Herb.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggin.
Oh, my God. Football, Sofi, 2 days. Let's go.
It's just around the corner, folks. And also Kyle, the coach, Duggin.
I didn't notice how my beard is getting a little bit intense. I think I need a trim.
You getting
Until
thick?
I came on here and looked at you guys. I don't look at mirrors,
That's all
apparently. Once a week with you guys.
Yeah, classic beard face right now.
Yeah,
all
it's
good.
all over the place.
All right, folks. Yes, we are just days away from the home opener of the Chargers against the Cowboys. Oh, God. I can just, my heart's just going to be beating,
I can taste
120 beats a minute until and after we leave.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're still coming off of a high of the Week 1 win. Taking a look back at that game against Washington, PFF again.
Not our fans.
Not our fans. They just have to drop some facts occasionally. And the fact they dropped recently was about Justin Herbert, who apparently had a 94.4 PFF passing grade on 3rd and 4th down in Week 1. And that is the first overall out of the entire NFL quarterbacks, and had 12 first down completions, again, first out of all NFL quarterbacks.
We have the best quarterback in the National Football League.
Man, it's so fun doing these episodes later in the week because now that we're in season, so much stuff happens.
Yeah.
Between when we record on Monday and this later in the week, because I'm even listening to Stephen A. Smith and all these guys on ESPN, and they talk about the Chargers. Going into, the Cowboys played Thursday. Oh, their offense was so good. Oh, I can't believe what they did. Dak, how great he looks.
Right.
But then now that the Chargers have played, now everything is kind of maybe the Chargers are real. Justin looked really, really good too.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's fun to see and it might just be because we're playing the Cowboys, but we are getting a lot of attention in the mainstream media.
Yeah, they were just on, Coach was just on, I think it was, it's kind of a weird name, but it's Keyshawn Johnson and Max Kellerman. He was on there. Yeah. And at the end, Keyshawn Johnson was like, I'll play for him.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's
I want to play for that guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't give us that coach speak. I want to play for him. Let's go.
Yeah.
So let's get this second win. Let's be there in person. Let's get this second win. And let's level up.
Yeah. Just keep riding that train for sure. And then looking at the injury report from this previous game, there was a lot of names on here and a lot of guys who did not practice this last Wednesday. Nasir Adderley, Brian Bulaga, Kyler Fackrell, Chris Harris Jr., Derwin James, Justin Jones, and Trey Marshall. Trey Marshall being the only one who at least got in some limited reps. The rest of the guys did not practice. Now, in seasons past, we'd see a list like this and go, what the hell? Oh my God, a toe? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
A toe, Derwin? That's going to stop you? But given how Brandon Staley has handled some of these previous injuries, going into the preseason, just letting guys rest. A lot of these guys, they're veterans. They know how to play this game. So it's they don't have to practice to be good on Sunday. So
yeah, Tuesday. I mean, that Wednesday practice, it is what it is. It's probably mostly walkthrough, installing what they're going to go over. A lot of it's mental. And I just think that these guys haven't played. They didn't play a preseason game. Their bodies probably do hurt,
Sure.
And
that's true.
part of not playing a guy in the preseason is you're going to have to give him a couple days here and there. His body's going to feel different, especially a Derwin. Some of these guys haven't played meaningful football in a really long time. And so, yeah, the Wednesday report, Friday, that's the one that's, man, they better be practicing.
But the thing is, I don't even trust that anymore with Staley and what just happened with, oh my God, with Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
I just don't trust the injury report anymore. We used to be oh God, what's happening? What's going on? This is such I'd give zero zero credit to this thing. These guys didn't practice. Okay, that doesn't mean anything anymore to this coaching staff because they're so reserved and they want to make sure everyone's healthy and they're taking the little knick-knack, little weird little things and then taking them seriously. So I'm not really that worried about the injury report moving forward. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was going to say the only name on this that I am going to be worried about is Brian Bulaga. That's the only one that I'm going to really kind of keep a close eye on, Iowa, just because he did keep
an Iowa on it.
That's right. Like he was the one that at least had to leave partway through.
Really
it was hilarious. Everybody listening they've just died of laughter. Our entire audience just killed in one
back into their head.
One quick joke.
Unsubscribe.
Because Brian had to leave partway through that last game. That's the only one that I am minorly worried about to see where that ends up.
But I honestly don't think he's going to practice this week. Even if he plays Sunday, I don't think he's going to practice at all. Like one day. No,
I think he could still start though. Like they're literally
that's the thing. That's just like
trying to get him to Sunday. He's had so many reps and so many games he's played. Just get your body as healthy as you can possibly get it. Go out there and play half of football, and then bring Storm Norton in. I guess that's
seems
the
like
move.
That's the strategy right now.
Yeah.
We'll trust the coach to make the right decision. All right. Well, this just in, folks. Hot off the press. As we're recording this, we just got word that Derwin James is practicing. So whatever's going on with his toe, forget about it. He's out there.
Not going to hold the man back.
That's right.
He's putting his best foot forward.
Not today, not ever.
That's toe forward.
That's right.
Toe forward.
Well, now let's take a look at the team that we're going to be playing against this Sunday. That is the Dallas Cowboys. And boy, howdy, have they been dealing with a few recent injuries.
Some trouble in Dallas.
Some trouble down in Texas. I don't know what Craig's doing down there, if he's slashing tires or breaking kneecaps, whatever it is he's doing. Craig?
Keep it wink. We don't condone violence.
We don't do that. Let's see. Dallas Cowboys starting right tackle La'el Collins has been suspended 5 games for violating the NFL substance abuse policy, the league announced Friday. Collins' exact infraction is not clear, but sources said he did not fail any tests. Nowhere in the policy is 5 games listed as a potential penalty either. That comes from Todd Archer over at ESPN. So
apparently he was a no-show for the drug test. So that's why. Like he just didn't show up and take them. So all right, that's the dumbest. If you don't have anything to worry about, why aren't you doing that? But this is good. That's their starting right tackle.
Yeah.
Now there's some, I don't know if it's a rookie or who's going to be in there, but they're going to have to face Joey Bosa. So good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that. And then also Ian Rappaport tweeted out the Cowboys' best pass rusher, DeMarcus Lawrence, is out for the better part of the season with a broken foot. Jeez, broke the whole foot, suffered in practice. Just terrible luck for Lawrence and the Dallas D. Womp,
yeah,
womp.
that sucks for them. Pretty sweet for us. I don't want to, embrace or make light of somebody getting hurt, but
no,
that if you look at it just strategically, if we're going to war, we're going to battle, you want to get your best, take advantage of this kind of stuff,
right?
And they, we went from having some of the best rushers last week to them losing their best rusher. So they're not going to even be near the level that we were getting attacked last week. So
yeah, and
this is a
Randy Gregory, their other edge defender, as our coach would call it. He's now on the COVID list, so his status for Sunday is also up in the air. So they may be without their 2 best pass rushers. And those guys both looked really good against the Buccaneers. There was a couple plays that they were just downright dominant against that offensive line. That was a Super Bowl champion offensive line. So it could be, I don't know, things just poor Cowboys. I don't feel that bad because it happens to us all the time too, but they're just not in a good spot right now.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, that's 2 sides of the ball.
Sofi.
2 sides of the ball that they're going to have key players not playing this Sunday. Looking back at their game against the Buccaneers, it was a great Thursday night game to start off the season. It was a lot of throws, a lot of passes. Dak Prescott certainly didn't look like he separated his ankle, whatever his injury was last year. It was not pretty. Yeah. Let's see. So, Dak Prescott had a heck of a game. Ezekiel Elliott was the only one that was kind of like head-scratchingly didn't do that good.
He was back in there just pass blocking a lot. You saw how much they threw. They threw 58 times.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And which is crazy because if you watch the HBO's Hard Knocks, like he had a shoulder injury throughout camp.
Right.
He didn't play in one preseason game, and then they throw the ball almost 60 times.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I heard something. I think it was on that same Keyshawn show that coach was on, that he was checking out of almost every run play that was called. Like they were calling run plays, and he was just checking out of them and hucking the ball.
Sorry, Zeke.
Yeah. He threw for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. So it's not like he didn't have a great game. It's just hard to be consistently good and win football games when you're doing that, because you give the ball to the Bucs with so much time. You have no control of the clock. It wasn't extremely effective. And yeah, Zeke had 11 carries for 33 yards. Tony Pollard 3 carries for 14 yards. Dak Prescott had 4 carries for 13. He was the 3rd leading rusher on the team. I think as a Charger fan base right now, what we're worried about, if anything, which I'm not really, but a lot of people were, was that run game, right? We were kind of frustrated at how Gibson was able to run the ball down the field 3-4 yards a pop. This is lining up to be a really good matchup for us. If he's going to throw the ball 58 times, I think we're going to have some luck turning the ball over and creating stops.
Absolutely. And the other big thing that the Cowboys did poorly last game was kicking. They missed like 2 field goals and an extra point. It was something crazy. Zerline was blown.
That's right.
It,
yeah,
so
he did. Yeah.
Hopefully that carries over to this week and he continues his woes with kicking.
The Buccaneers also didn't play. They didn't play that great. Like in the end of the second quarter, they let the Cowboys back in. They had 2 drives back to back that were like 1 play. They had a fumble and they had a picked off screen that it was just like back to back, and just laid them up 10 points and brought them back into the game, because it was a little bit of a butt whooping until then. So I do obviously Dak threw the ball a lot, and he had a great efficiency with his 42 completions on 58 attempts for 400 yards. Those are big numbers, but you still lost the game. So I think that's kind of, as a Charger fan, we know that all too well.
Yep. And let's see, looking at their receivers, I think, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, they all had a heck of a game on Thursday. So I think, if anything, our cornerbacks and safeties are going to have a heck of a time. But I mean, we've got Derwin James back there, so I'm not worried about it one bit.
I'm excited to see how this challenges our secondary. I'm excited to see how Brandon Staley will respond to this and how this defense will step up, because we played a very unique kind of football last week just because what Washington was giving us. Right. So seeing what the secondary, like what the scheme is, how they're going to bring pressure on Dak, like all those things are going to be so fun to watch, to see how they try and shut down this pretty prolific offense just in 1 week. That 400 yards passing, pretty legitimate. So, we cut that down. They can't run. That's Charger win.
Yeah.
100%. All right, folks. Well, enough looking at the enemy this week. Let's look within and look over at Bolt Insight, see who we have lined up this week. Let's go to it.
As soon as that clock starts, your ass is mine.
When I met Justin Herbert, man, that dude is big as hell.
The goal is to just keep it rolling.
Come in hype, because we have a lot of things to be excited about.
All right, guys, we are back with another Bolt Insight, and we are super lucky today because we happen to have the father of myself and Coach. What is going on, Dad?
It's going great, man. We living the high life of a victory.
I'm excited to have you back on. We haven't talked to you in a while, so let's, for everyone else, we want to find out how you became a Charger fan, because the only reason why this podcast is really happening is because you made us Charger fans. So how did you become a Charger fan?
Well, I appreciate you throwing me that bone. I think it would have happened anyway, but I'm glad I got boned.
You made it easier. We didn't know anything else but Charger football, so I'll give you the props.
Right? No, you didn't know. No, that's true. Short story was back in the 70s. I played college hoops with my roommate, who actually grew up in San Diego and was from here. So he was a huge Charger fan. And so it kind of started to bleed into me. First, I just made fun of him a lot because I'd been a Cowboy fan back in the day, and the Chargers kept trying, the little engine that could. And then they got Fouts and those guys, and they started lighting it up. So I started showing a little bit more interest. But it wasn't until because, back in the day, you only have regional games. So where I grew up, you only got Cowboy games and a few Bronco games, but we never watched the AFL or AFC, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But so it was pretty much Cowboy games and the one national game. I didn't have a choice to like any other teams like you guys have now. Like everybody's
you couldn't get the coverage.
No, any team.
Kyle talked about this last week. It's a big deal now that we're in the social media world where you can follow whoever you want.
Well, right. And that's why what you guys are doing is you talk about how small or how compared to other fan groups, the Chargers have been, especially with all the breakup and the move and the loss and the game and now the gain. You can go chase people, and you guys can make a huge influence on that. And that's what's kind of fun to watch. But when you had Fouts and you had Kellen Winslow and you had their offensive line. You had Chuck Muncie. I mean, these guys were all pros, and they were hanging 45 when scores were usually 13-10.
Yeah.
Right. So that just changed how I liked them. We were here, and even then you couldn't get I couldn't even get Cowboy games for the longest time. So we just kind of morphed. Yeah. And then you guys, now we moved out here. You were about 3, almost 4 when we moved out here. Your brother wasn't born yet, and your little sister. So
Alpha,
we came out.
And oldest, love it. Sorry,
absolutely, man. Firstborn rights, man. Walking the whole path. But so that's how it kind of happened. And I've always been a football fan, even though I was a basketball player. I loved the team aspect of football. I loved how hard you'd go through things together and build your camaraderie. And it was hard for one guy to dominate a game. In the sport I chose, and was very lucky. I wouldn't have changed it for anything. But one player, you could win a lot of games with one good player.
Basketball,
difficult to do in football.
Yeah,
we've had you just can't.
It's
you
impossible.
Gotta have every inch right, because all you do is look at every film you watch now, and Kyle knows now more than ever. If the guard would have just bumped that guy, he's gone. Right. Yeah. So if the tight end would have just stayed on his block because he didn't think he was involved anymore, all those little things. And that's why football, to coach it and get you guys part of that was a strong interest to me.
Well, talk a little bit about that, like coaching. You are our Pop Warner coach, and I think that's most likely the reason why Kyle's coaching and started coaching. Talk a little bit about the Chargers and our new coach, Brandon Staley. It's so exciting to see what he's doing to this team. And you've always talked about culture and how important that is for a football team. Yeah. Talk about the culture it seems like he's creating for us right now.
Yeah. Well, the culture has to start with the coach, and the GM has to support that culture. That's what's not happened here in the past. Schottenheimer was building a culture, and that was win and discipline and execution and fire. He was a fiery coach, man.
Yeah.
To get to this, I mean, he's got the buy-in from the committee, the Spangy committee, and it's just. You have, when a coach gets that freedom, even at his age, I don't even think that's a big deal anymore. Actually, it's better.
He's a year older than I am, by the way. He could be your son, technically.
I know. So what in the hell are you doing, man?
What have I done with my life? Why am I not an NFL
man?
Wrong son. The other one. It's the other son.
No, what are you talking about? Your youth football days are coming, and you're gonna love it.
I'm looking forward to coach the Pop Warner, but I ain't coaching no NFL. I'll shoot the NFL games. Kyle can jump in there and coach some of that.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things where he just has the ability. He doesn't have the coach speak that most coaches have that are older in the older generations. I love the old school guys, but you can't coach old school like that anymore. I think it's a shame to a large degree. Because I think that's how you get such strong team binds, and you get through 2 or 3 losses in a row when you have that kind of bond. Now what you have, though, is you have players that are all making more than the coaches. Every key player is, and their contracts are off the charts long. And you have to have coaches that understand it. He does. He's come from that era. He likes the social media world. He doesn't look at it as an impediment.
He's given us insight. There's going to be more fans because of the insight he's given us. That's
right.
Fact.
That's right. And he talks clearly about what he's doing. He doesn't get into that. You want to blame it. Yeah. Or just the not saying anything in the press conference. We're doing our best. We're fighting every play. I'm happy with their effort.
Now on to next week. We're looking at next week.
Yeah, he's he's got a really good feel for that, and players love that. Players love that. I think that the older players are not even really old. See, when we say that, it makes me laugh internally.
I know.
Older players are 32 years old, right? Those old men at 32, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. So, so that's what's great to watch about him. And hey, for the first time in a lot of games, I didn't have to go off in my mind and in my living room by myself about what did you call a timeout there for?
It was clean in terms of that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and when you don't notice it, that's the best thing. When you don't notice it, why didn't you do this? Why did you do that? So that was extremely positive. All the decisions were quick. You just it's fun to watch him what he's building and what he's doing, and he's wanting to coach them. His staff they're all getting after it. Lombardi, he's bringing so much history, especially with the passing game. And I think you saw that with the trouble, and I'd say that was the only part Herbert had was putting the ball on people too fast when it comes to his tight ends. I mean, the tight ends that we have are used to, Drew Brees, he released quick, but that ball kind of floated in your arms. I mean,
it wasn't like, it's like the velocity's out of control.
Well, when you throw something hard, anything, it'll rise. If it's, it'll rise. Well, that's not how Rivers and Breeze, those guys, threw the ball well, phenomenal, greatest passers in the NFL. But, tight ends were not used to getting ripped at. I saw a couple go through Cook's hands. He's probably going, okay, that's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, game time. Justin turned it up to 11. It's not at that 9-10 for practice. So, all right. So I think another big thing that you brought to us is that you're a coach. You coach us in Pop Warner, and Kyle is our coach. And, it's kind of interesting to see, being his bigger brother, but also having him teach me about what we're watching is pretty crazy. Like, what did you see? Was there a moment where he started get that coaching IQ start popping up, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here?
You have to remember this. Back when you were playing, right? He would be in there because remember I used to do. I watched VHS. I think I was probably the first Pop Warner coach in Southern California that scouted the opponent.
You sent mom out with a video camera. Yeah, I remember you sending mom out to go video. So like, we're playing a game and she's doing a scouting.
Yeah, she's in another field. She's in another field getting the game.
Oh, God bless you, Mom.
Yeah. So he would, I would do it for hours. That's that click. Oh, dang it, I can't see it.
Yeah, so he was there with you all of that when he was a little guy.
So he was there through all of that, and you're talking about it. And we'd have the coaches over, and he'd listen, and then he started playing, and then Kyle just has the ability to see the field wide. He sees really wide on the field. So what I mean by that is that coaches, you and me watching a game, we're watching the ball.
Oh,
we're
absolutely.
All over the ball, man.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah.
Well, the guy behind me, where's that linebacker? Kyle knew where the linebacker was on the offside because he didn't get to his spot. And so he has that ability in high school where no coaches do. And that's why I had him being our D coordinator when he was 22, 23 years old. And the high school coach are going, really? You're going to have your son do it? I go, yeah. He's smarter than you by about 16 years, man. And so it really came through when we had Ron Meeks, who was the defensive coordinator for the Colts when they won the Super Bowl. And he said, look, your son is a rarity in high school. And he's really a rarity in college and pro, is that he sees wide. He sees everything. So if a play gets made on the backside, he knows why it happened because he saw it, because he's looking that way. 99% of people don't do that.
All right.
So that's why he. That's
all right.
Why so
okay. Time out. Yeah. I love my brother. Everyone loves Coach. So much love for Coach. This is the Coach commercial. Like, let's.
Hey, man. Hey. There's only one. You can always kill it with one thing. Who was the firstborn?
We're here. Call it. Right here.
Call it.
So let's.
He knows that. He knows that now.
He knows. He knows. It's in the back of his mind. Yeah.
But, he knows all because he has a firstborn now. You have a firstborn. You know what that means.
Oh, for sure. Well, and speaking of firsts, we have our first game coming. So tell us a little bit about what you think it's going to take for us to get the W.
Well, I think that I just don't think Dallas can stop us. I just don't think that their defense, based upon what our offensive line did to Washington,
beautiful pocket, beautiful.
Well, that, and then also which opened up the run a little bit, and it wasn't massive, but it was enough. It was enough. So play action works, and that's all you want it to have happen. But the vaunted front seven of Washington, you take a rookie tackle and all you hear about all over the news today was how they were over, not a pressure. Yeah. There was no pressure coming from that edge. The sack leader of the NFL couldn't
get anywhere near him.
Get a whiff, right?
Yeah.
So that was what was great. So when I look at next week, Dallas, you got Dak, different. You got a quarterback now. You're going to play against a quarterback. Zeke, you're going to have to be able to play for that. But what I think that obviously Staley does, he did it LA now, he's doing it here, is, like we talked a little bit earlier, when you see all 11 Chargers on the line and it's on the 30-yard line. You're going to go, what in the freaking world is
this
that?
defense?
Right? Yeah. So you're not quite sure how, and they get into spots where they want to be. And you see Derwin James, I don't even know where he lines up. He's in the middle linebacker. He's on the edge rush. He's back safety hanging out. They don't even know what they're doing. So they have so much to make quarterbacks think out there. And all they got to do is make one or two mistakes. And that'll be the end of the game.
Yeah.
But, Herbert, I don't see him getting to where also, okay, he's going to start overthrowing. Like you watch like Derek Carr, you watch all these guys, all of a sudden balls are sailing over wide. He just, fortunately for us, he doesn't have that skill set.
He doesn't know how to mess up.
No, he doesn't. We talk about how baseball, how the ball looks like a beach ball, that guys like Tony Gwynn and good hitters, right? And
sure.
And for him, targets look like the size of a house when he's thrown to it. Oh, look how big that is. I can hit that, right? And he's got about 2 inches to fit it in there, right? So
crazy.
It's fun that way, and so it's. I don't see Dallas, being able to stop it. I just don't. But they got an offense, so But I just don't see it. Usually, I'm pretty, defensive about that, and. I don't think it's going to happen. And the same with the game. Usually I'm mad halfway through the game just because we've blown opportunities. We got 2 bad calls. We muffed something. I'm going, God. But this last week, I wasn't concerned.
I wasn't at all either. I had confidence. I was like this calm confidence. I was like, had this like moment of like, oh, wow, this feels kind of similar. But then I kind of like, all right, we got to turn over on the 2-yard line, and this is feeling different. Okay, we're calling timeouts at the right time. When we got in the victory formation at the end, I was like, wait, what do we have to do? Do we have to get in the end zone? How do we get it? How do we kick the field goal? Like, oh, we have enough time. We can just take a knee. This game's over. Like, incredible. It's refreshing to be a Charger fan in that sense, with this new wave of not worrying about the end of the game and losing on a field goal or whatever.
I could see Adam trying to do the math to figure it out, right?
Yeah. It's like
40,
absolutely.
40. They run a play, they get 3 more seconds. That's 5 seconds. They run a play.
If you listen to this podcast, we are not good at math. That is not our thing. So, all right, Pops, we appreciate you coming on, man. It was so awesome chatting with you. And let's go get that W. Let's get that.
We'll get that W. And Adam, the next time we play on fantasy, I'm not even going to play my running back and quarterback like I did this last week. But I tried. I wanted you to have that victory, buddy. You
have Adam's number in fantasy. It's a fact.
I want him to win, man. I played the quarterback with negative.
You don't want him to win. You want to smack him around. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well,
we're competitive. We came from you. Yeah. That's why we're competitive guys. It's reality of the situation. So, all right, Pops. Well, thanks so much, and we'll definitely chat with you again soon.
All righty, guys. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, love you. Bye. How would you like to respond to that, Wooly?
Dave Duggin is
Kryptonite.
my nemesis. I call thee nemesis. It is so frustrating.
Have you ever beaten him?
Maybe like whenever we first started playing, like when fantasy football like first became a thing, maybe I beat him once.
Tracked our own stats,
But no matter what, without fail, even with him playing Aaron Rodgers that got like 0.3 points this last game, he still beats me. And it's so frustrating. And I always face him twice a year. So they're almost always guaranteed losses. But I swear to God, week 12, Dave, coming for you.
Dude,
oh God.
In that interview, I totally remember that my dad would send mom out. Dad would send mom out to go scout
other
bunch of 11
fields.
11-year-old a team full of 11-year-olds so we get an advantage.
She'd have like a 10-foot ladder that she would somehow get from her car to the field. She would go stand on top of the ladder because this was just at like a rec field. It wasn't like at a high school field.
No, there's no
and she would stand on top of a ladder so she could have a better view and get film of the other team that we were going to play.
And it wasn't like all the other parents who are like, oh, I'm going to watch my kid.
My son.
Johnny.
No.
Let's see him make a play.
I was playing at another field, and my mom would go.
Yeah, she didn't get to watch her son.
She didn't even get to watch me because she didn't get to watch her scouting the other teams.
Yeah, this is a family full of competitive people. Bulldog.
Oh my God. So much for memories. It's more about how could we do
We got to
better.
get the W.
Yeah,
we got to get
the
this W.
Kath, we need the tape.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
come on, Kath. We need your help this week against the Cowboys. What you got for us? We need help.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, that was a good.
Thanks for coming on,
insight.
Pops. It was fun,
yeah,
man.
thanks, Dad.
Good to have you, bud. And yeah, I'm glad that we're not getting mad and frustrated partway through games. And we've only had one game, and so far it's really kind of set the tone, hopefully, for the rest of the season. We'll see how it plays out.
I think the shameless positivity is just kind of flowing over him, and it's like he's fighting it. He's like, I don't want any of this. This sucks. Don't touch me. But it's just getting into the pores, man.
I think he, like a lot of other Charger fans, we're still a little guarded. Like, we're willing
He's been
to
a fan since the 70s. He's been through all the shit.
We're allowing this positive vibes to come in, but we still got our guards up. We still got our shields up. Like, don't hit me. Don't punch me. I'm freaking ready.
I don't want to get wet.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. So, all right. Well, awesome Bolt insight. Always good to see your dad on here. He always cracks me up. And all right. Well, now it's time to go on to our next segment, one that I've been looking forward to. It's Coach's Classroom. Let's see what we got this week.
Prove Dad right.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Get up on the ladder.
Yeah. Get up on your ladder.
That's right, folks. It's time for another Coach's Classroom. And this week we are going to be taking a look at the Dallas Cowboys and kind of seeing what we have in store. But we're going to do it by reaching into the bag of questions. We had one pop up on this last video and it just fits so perfectly. This comes from Bear Nips.
Certified fresh.
Who asked,
Bear? Is that B-E-A-R or B-A-R-E?
Oh, it's B-E-A-R.
Bear Nips.
Like a polar bear. Nips.
Welcome, Bear Nips.
The question.
I got a serious question. I respect the Cowboys, and this will be a good game. But who on their defense is going to handle Keenan Allen? Oh, who is going to handle Mike Williams? Who is going to handle Jared Cook? Who can guard Eckler out of the backfield? Their offense is explosive, but we got guys on our defense to match up with them.
Great analysis
So
there, Bear Nips. Yeah, we've got
Bear Nips.
Just got to say it casually. Bear Nips. Yes,
just like, when you don't draw attention to it, just like, Bear Nips, that was a good one.
No, Bear Nips.
That's why he had to say I have a serious question. Because if you read his username, you're like, everything else has to be a joke.
I'm not a serious guy, as you can tell by my username.
That's right.
Yeah.
So asking great questions and obviously pointing out we just have a lot of weapons for Herbert to take advantage of in this game. And I don't know how good their secondary is or really, I mean, Brady had a heck of a game against Dallas this last Thursday. So I'm expecting something similar for Herbert to have a good game, but let's turn it over to the coach who will break it down for us properly.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like we already looked at with the stats wise, that the Cowboys definitely struggled to shut down elite wide receivers. The Buccaneers have them, right? With Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. They have elite guys, and you can't just say, "Hey, I'm gonna follow one guy around the field." And I don't think you can do that against us either.
Right.
So I wanted to look at it's kind of a big question. They don't have any Jalen Ramsey shutdown guys that are gonna follow somebody around anyways. And now with their pass rush being down, I do think it's going to be really hard for them to slow down our passing attack. So what I wanted to look at is just kind of some of the elements that I saw. This is just the first drive from last week, which I think we all would agree was our favorite drive of week one. And just show some of the different characteristics of the offense that how we can exploit depending on what Dallas decides and tries to do. Also seeing how some of our guys were used very differently and setting up plays down the field with certain formations. So right off the bat, this is play number one. I'm just going to run it through real quick. You guys can watch it with me, and then I'll kind of talk through as we watch it a second time. So Jalen Guyton in motion going around. He checks down right away. So something really cool about this play is if you're going to give us something, we're going to take it. And I think that's where Justin is going to continue to evolve, and that's what good quarterbacks do. If you're going to sit back in his zone, if you watch Tom Brady play, If the guys are going to give you the underneath passes, he's going to take it all game. This is just automatic. There's nothing even slowing anything down. As Jalen comes across the formation, he's going to bubble out. He's going to see that all these guys drop into a zone. He's looking off, so you'll see him continue to look down this side of the field. He already knows where he's going. So as soon as they start to drop out, he knows I'm checking down. Not every play has to be a deep ball touchdown. He's looking off, so they stay back, and then boom, turns right away. And another awesome aspect is this Jalen Guyton, right? Last year, what I remember was deep balls. Him running a fade or a post, and us just hucking the ball to him behind coverage. This is us getting a speedster the ball in space and letting him go make a play. Like when he first makes this catch, it doesn't look like it's going to go for 15 yards. I thought he was going to get 5 or 6, step out of bounds. He turns this into a first down on the first play. This is kind of what we talked about going into the draft, needing a guy like that, like a Tyreek Hill that you can hit on a bubble, and he's just going to take it for big yardage. Luckily, Jalen has now become that guy a little bit in our offense. So this is just a fun, exciting new way that we're starting to use our offense, that it just adds a wrinkle that makes everything more difficult to start to try to defend and prepare for. Second play here, this is going to be Jared Cook. So first play we looked at was Jalen Guyton. Second play, this pass is going to go to Cook. So as you see, Jared Cook is a tight end. And in my mind, Jared Cook is a big physical, big body, should be in a 3-point stance on the line of scrimmage. We've already gotten to the point where we're comfortable with our line. We're not even this is the second play of the game with our brand new offensive line against one of the best pass rushing defenses in the league. And we go, that's all right. We're good. We don't need you to chip. We put Jared Cook out here in the slot, right? So instantly, right away, it shows the confidence that the coaches have in our offensive line, but also the versatility of Jared Cook. He's not just an old vet that knows how to get around. He's also running routes from the slot, getting wide open. As soon as we got to the line, Herbert saw the mismatch. He saw Jared Cook on a 31, a safety. He knows he's running an out. This guy's playing inside leverage. You see how he's already inside shaded. So this inside shade, he's out here 4 yards outside the hash. He's only like 2 yards. He knows that as soon as he cooked in and then does a little bit of out move, that's there. So pre-snap, Herbert, he knows it's going there. He's going to look off, go. He already knows where he's going. Just such a quick, you have to be able, the Cowboys are going to have to come up. They have to start tightening up because we're going to beat them dink and dunk underneath. And that's when the deep ball really, really starts to open up over the top. So first play goes to Guyton. Second play goes to Cook. Third play goes to Mike Williams. So we run the ball one time in between. I think we're going to be successful running the ball as well. But I wanted to really look at what the question was, is how are their defensive backs going to match up against our wide receivers? So we all know that Mike was used in a very different way in this game. We saw him catch slants. We saw him catch the ball underneath. It wasn't just 50-50 balls. The league doesn't know that yet. The league doesn't know that what the offense is going to look like. None of these guys played preseason. This corner at the beginning, he's 8 yards off the ball. They're giving him space. They don't know what kind of routes that we're going to have Mike Williams start running this year. So they're giving him, they're making it soft. Justin knows that. He's got 7 yards of coverage. He knows the route he's running. I'm going to fake, give it to him right now. You got Mike Williams, a big body on a little corner. That's a first down most of the time. Again, this is just a dunk, super high percentage, really quick, easy passes to start manipulating that defense into trying to come up and make plays that then open things up down the field. But I think all three of those are new ways that we're not used to seeing. You're not used to seeing Mike Williams catching hitches at 5-6 yards, Guyton catching bubbles out of the backfield, and Jared Cook, who's a new player to our offense, we already have him detached in the slot, not even helping against the pass rush. So all of these things are elements that we're not really necessarily used to, but being extremely, extremely effective. This next play, it's not a pass play. It is a run play, but I think it's fun to watch. And I think you guys will enjoy it because just a personnel thing that you don't even notice during a game, right? We all know we have one fullback on our roster, right? Who is it, Kevin? Pop quiz, layup.
Gabers.
Gabe Neighbors. You nailed it. This is not Gabe Neighbors. This is our fullback in this play, right?
Oh, shit.
So
is that Anderson?
This is Steven Anderson lined up in a power eye, right? So it's a little wrinkle where you can't say, oh, that's the tight end, watch pass. Because what happens on this play is he goes and sets a pretty solid block for this is really Roundtree's biggest run of the day. you'll see him come out. He lays a block on this linebacker. Boom, he's off to the races.
He's off, yeah.
So we have a tight end now lining up in the fullback position, because what does that set up? Now we do that play action. You have Steven Anderson coming out the opposite way into the flat. Instead of now, it might not have happened in this game, but later in the season, coaches are going to be able to say, hey, they're tight ends at fullback, watch pass. Because he just laid a nasty block. Now they're going to run this play action. Steven Anderson's going to come out the opposite side. Now we're hitting our tight end wide open in the flat. So all of these little elements that you don't necessarily see all the time, it's all going on behind the scenes. And there's so many wrinkles to our offense that we're not necessarily always used to seeing in what we do as a Chargers offense. So it's just really cool to see that kind of stuff. Now, next pass play, Mike Williams again, showing his ability to find a soft spot. Again, not something we've seen Mike Williams do a lot. This is a Keenan thing. Keenan has, that's where this relationship type of stuff that people talk about, quarterbacks and receivers getting comfortable. If a quarterback sees a spot in a zone, that receiver has to see that same spot. They have to be able to see, all right, they're in cover 3. I know this spot is going to be open when I start to run this route, and I'm going to sit down. The quarterback has to know, oh, he's going to sit down right there. I'm going to throw it to that spot before he gets there. You have to have this cohesiveness that you both know what's going to happen. Not something, Mike Williams, a 50-50 guy, 70-30 guy, whatever you want to call him. But watch Mike Williams. He's here at the bottom of the screen. As this play starts, he's going to come up and he's just going to find a soft spot in the zone right here. He's going to sit and the ball's going to be on top of him before he's even sitting and really comfortable in his drop. It's not a sharp route. It's, I'm going to find a spot. Herbert's going to find me, and that's where I'm going to sit. You can see as I pause the tape, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys all over around him. But this is the receiver's ability to know the zone, know where I need to sit, and the quarterback's going to throw it there before I'm even there because he knows I see it. That's part of that relationship building that these guys clearly have, right? Mm-hmm. If he had stopped outside another yard, this guy makes the pass breakup. If he had gone a little bit deeper on this route, this guy makes the pass breakup. If he had run inside another yard, this guy gets the pass breakup. It's that perfect spot that you find in these zones that when you have that relationship of both of you seeing it, it really does become something that's nearly impossible to defend. So again, another wrinkle in Mike Williams that we're maybe not always used to seeing. And then finally, the last play of this drive that I wanted to look at was what I think is one of the more fun, exotic type of looks that we saw throughout week 1. Let me get to it here really quick. Hopefully we get this Game Pass set up soon. I don't have to do this.
Just so you know, everyone's been complaining about how sucky Game Pass is. So it's not just us. Everyone listening. Sucks across. They need to pull their shit together.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is fun because it's arguably our best offensive player, and they're finding ways to make use out of him. This is, I think, that Coach Staley having his like, I'm going to use guys in different spots, making its way into the offense. So this is Keenan Allen. He starts as the number 1 receiver out here on the edge. Here he is right here. They're going to motion him into the backfield. This is 3rd and 5. We need a first down. Let's find a way to get the ball in Keenan's hands without just making it obvious, right? We're gonna get exotic. So they're motioning him in, and he's gonna stand in the backfield. He looks like a running back here. And formation-wise, you would consider him an H, right? He's in the backfield right next to Justin Jackson. As the play develops, these guys are both gonna run off all of these defenders. Keenan's coming out of the backfield and is gonna sink right in here to catch the first down and create a huge first down for us to be able to score a touchdown on the opening drive. But it's not him in the wide out. He's coming out of the backfield, finding that empty spot, Justin hitting him quick and getting the first down. There's just, we're not one thing as an offense. Cowboys can't just say, hey, this is what we're going to do to shut it down. Mm-hmm. If they now come up and try to come press Mike Williams or Keenan Allen on the line, you're going to be in a lot deeper shit than what you had here, right? This, at least we had to execute down the field. But if you come up and try to press, you're going to be in some trouble. So I don't know how they're going to stop our passing game. We have to have some self-inflicted wounds, which I don't think will happen. So I'm really excited to see the kind of numbers that our offense can put up against this Dallas defense.
Music to my ears.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that shit go down in person.
Yeah, we seem to be making too many smart decisions to have these self-inflicted wounds of whatever issues could possibly come up. Everybody seems to be making smart decisions We're disguising, who's going to be playing where. It sounds again like Staley's playing 4D chess, and and these guys got to figure it out. Yeah,
the other team's playing checkers.
Dude, I love it. Nice.
Good work, coach.
All right, folks, that's pretty much going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Next time you see us, if you're lucky enough, it'll be within SoFi Stadium. You'll get to see us face to face. We will be bushwhacking our way into the stadium, and don't forget. If you see us, to drop the phrase "K love you high," because if you do, we might give you a little something. We were a little vague about it last episode, but I think Coach has got a little something. What do you got there, Coach? What do you got there? What is that? What's the faces? What is?
That's a Charger Chat pin.
Is that to go on any article of fabric or clothing that I desire?
Yes, I believe so.
My
Adam.
goodness, and these are in limited quantity.
We've
Folks.
only got 40 of them. So
in existence.
40 lucky people are going to get those if you say
as long as my kids
high.
don't get a As long as my kids don't get a hold of them and play hide and seek, we'll have 40.
Yeah, as long as I don't eat one. Yeah.
We could have 30, 25. Who knows?
Who knows? No promises.
Yeah, so definitely come by to the game. See us. Give us a K Love You High. And if we've got one available, you're gonna be the proud owner of Charger Chat pin. So pretty awesome. I can't think of anything else to tell you guys other than
we'll be on 5 North Bolt. So if you're going, I don't know who's going there, but reach out to us. Let us know. We're going to go party our way up there and be at the tailgate of all tailgates. And we're going to go get this W, guys. We're going to see it in person, and it's going to be magical.
It's going to be amazing. So we'll see you guys.
Yeah. What do you go?
Jameis Winston, W.
Yeah. It's finger looking good, folks. We'll see you guys on Sunday. And as always, don't forget to bolt up, because we're ready for any squad, any place.
K Love You High.
K Love You Bye.
K Love You High.
Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
When you need a film or pop want a game that you have no personal connection to, why, you need a handy-dandy ladder. Don't trust just any ladder. Use Mama Duggin's Scout Ladder. It's the only ladder that's durable enough to withstand an entire game's worth of opponent video and light enough to carry on your own when you're on the go. Mama Duggin's Scout Ladder. You gotta climb that ladder. The Scout Ladder, that is.